Good day, students. I hope everybody is doing great this morning. Today, our strength is number. Our substrength here is decimal, common fractions, and percentage. Within this substrate, what we are going to do today is how to convert percentage to common fractions, and then how to convert common fraction back to percentage. So today we'll do two things at the same time. So changing percentage to common fractions and then changing common fraction to percentage. Our discussions were derived from the new curriculum BS5, strength number 1, substrength 4, content standard 1, and indicator 2. So the resource pack that we derive our discussion, that's the new curriculum for BS5. Good. Let's move on. Converting percentage to common fractions and vice versa. Percentage means what? Out of 100 or out of 100 or over 100. Examples of percentage that we have here is 25%, 15%, 60%, 4%. So with this 25%, 15%, 60%, if we decided to change to a fraction, if we decided to change to a situation of having or a state of having numerator and denominator, then we will discuss that one and how to change a situation with the numerator and denominator to percentage to also discuss that one. So let's quickly discuss this one, how to change percentage to common fractions. In order to change percentage to common fraction, the first thing you have to do is what? Just divide the percentage number by 100 and break the fractions to its simplest form if possible. So once we have the percentage and they ask you to change percentage to common fractions or fractions, the only thing that you do is to divide the percentage number by 100. Let's assume that they have given you 25% to change to common fraction. So the 25 is the percentage number. Then you divide the entire 25 by 100, and then you start doing your cancellation. The same thing applies to when I asked you to change 15% to common fractions, then you divide entire 15 by 100, and then you start doing your cancellation if possible. Same thing, 60%. 60% to change to common fraction. You divide 60 by 100, and then you start doing your cancellation. 4%, the entire 4 will be divided by 100. So percentage means out of 100. So when you say 25%, it means 25 out of 100. 15 out of 100. 60% means 60 out of 100. Okay, that is how percentage also works here. So let's quickly solve one more examples, and later we come back to how to change common fraction to percentage. Okay, good. Now, example. Change or convert the following percentage to common fractions. Now you have 40% to change 40% to common fraction. Common fraction is also a state of having numerator and denominator. So in order to change 40%, you divide the entire 40 by 100 and you start doing your cancellation. 15%, the 15 over 100, and then sorry, You start doing your cancellation, and then 60 to 78 to good. Now let me write the solution. Now let's take the A. The A is 40%. Good. So the 40% itself here, if you want to change the 40% into common fraction, the 40 is a percentage number. This bar here, we call it the division bar, and the two zeros here, the percentage symbols, the two zeros here represent 100 because 100 possess two zeros. So the division bar here, this is the division bar. So a 40 over 100. The two zeros represent what? 100. So when you have your 40 here, then you bring what? The division bar here. I have my division bar here. The two zeros here represent 100, okay? Good. That is 100. Then, because we want to change to common fraction, a fraction that have been cancelled to its minimum state, or it has reduced to its simplest form. So the 40 over 100, you can either simplify the 100, or even you will not waste my time saying the last digit here. The last digit of the 40 is end with 0. So use, and then the last digit of the 100 also end with 0. Then you cancel the zeros to reduce the burden of divisions here. And then the next stage, the here 40, it has reduced to 4 out of 10. And the 4 out of 10 too, you think about the number that can cancel the 4 and also cancel the 10 at the same time. When you have the 2 cancel 4 2 times, 2 cancel 4 2 times here, and the 2 cancel 10 5 times. Okay, now here we have 2 out of 5. Okay, the 2 out of 5, it's its simplest form, so there's no way you can cancel the 2 and the 5 at the same time. Therefore, 40% is equal to 2 out of 5. Okay, good, you have done. So this is how to change 40% to common fraction. Now 40% in a fraction is 2 over 5 or 2 out of 5. Now let's take the B. The B is 15%. Good. The 15%, I said the 15% means what? 15 over 100, okay? Percentage always means over 100, okay? So we have the 15 here, and there's a division bar here, okay? And these two zeros here represent 100. So we have the 15 as a number here, all over 100. 15% means 15 over 100. And we have 15 over 100, which is a fraction, but you need to break it into its simplest form. Now we have 15, the n number here is 5, and then last number of the 100 here is 0. And any number that ends with 5 or 0 is also divisible by 5. Number be a 5 chatto and a 0 chatto be a 5 can divide that number. So 15, 15, we can use 5 to cancel. So we have to simplify the 100 so that it will be easier for you. So 100 can also be written as 10 times 10, okay? Good. Then you start doing your cancellation from this side. Always simplify the 100 so that the cancellation will be easier for you. Then, because the multiplication sign between this 10 and 10, you can choose any of the 10 to cancel the 15. So the 5 cancel 15 3 times. We have the 3 here. 5 cancel 15 3 times, and then 5 cancel any of the 10 here 2 times here. Okay, good. Now the remaining numbers at the top is 3 over 2 times 10. Okay, put them in a bracket. Okay, when you simplify, you put them in a bracket. Then here will be 3 out of 2 times 10 will give you 20. Okay, good. Therefore, 15% is the same as 2 or 3 out of 20. Okay, good. Now, solve the other one, the C. C is 60%. 60% also means what? 60 out of what? 100, because percentage is always over 100 here. Now looking at this one carefully, the 60 is the percentage number. This line here is the division bar, and then the 2 zeros here represent 100. So therefore, you have the 60 over 100 here. Okay. Now the last digit of the 60 end with 0, and the last digit of the 100 end with 0. So you shouldn't waste my time here. You do your cancellation. Okay. Therefore, let's cancel the last digit here. The 0 here will take care of the 0 here. Now, the number left here too is 6 out of 10. And the 6 out of 10, you find a common number to cancel 6 and 10. Because they are all even numbers, you can start with what? You can start with a 2. So 2 cancel for 6 here 3 times, okay? And 2 cancel the 10 here 5 times, okay? Good. Now the remaining numbers here is 3/5. Okay, 3/5. 3/5, there's no way you can get a number to cancel 3 and at the same time 5. Therefore, 60% is equal, when you change to common fraction, is 3/5. Okay, good. It's 3/5. Now, the last one, which is the D. Good. The D. The D is 78%. 78% means what? 78 out of 100. Or we have the 78 to be the percentage number. And this line here shows what? The division bar. These two zeros here represent 100. Therefore, you have your 78 out of 100 here. Okay, good. Now, the 78 is an even number and the 100 here is an even number, which means that the two can cancel the 78 and 100 at the same time. Therefore, let's simplify the 100. So the 78, we have the 78 here all over. When you simplify, you put them in a bracket, which is 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is the same as 100. Okay. Then with this, we are going to use the 2 to cancel the 78 and 10 at the same time, or any of the 10 at the same time. Now with the 2 cancel 78, you use long division to solve that one. Okay, let me work it quickly here. We have the 78 here. 78. Okay. And the 2 that we want to cancel. Okay. So we use 2 to break the 78 into equal parts, but let's see how to do it. You first take the 7 and then you share among the 2. Later you come back and take the 8 and then you share. This method here, we call it long division method. So to share the 7 among the 2 sharing 7, which is 3, or you think about the multiples of 2, that will be much closer to 7. And I think 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 is closer to 7. That is why if 2 people are sharing 7 items, each will receive 3. In order to check whether there will still be a remainder, use this 3 to multiply the 2, and you subtract it from the 7 and check whether there have been a remainder here. Therefore, 3 here times 2 will give you 6. Then when you subtract to check whether the items have been left over, so here you subtract this one from that and you get 1. Okay, so this is the one that they couldn't share. Then you drop the next day. The next day, they will share 8. So you drop the 8 attached to what? attached to the remainder here. So here will be 8, making it 18. Okay, now 2 sharing 18, that is 9 times, or 2 times any closer or equal to 18. 2 times 9. So that is 9. Therefore, to confirm whether there has been a remainder, use the 9 here to multiply the 2 and subtract it from the 18. 9 times 2 is what? 18. And then when you subtract here, here is 0, 0. The remainder here is 0, and there's no number to share again. Therefore, 2 cancel, 78, 39 times, okay, good. And then you choose any of the 10 here, 2 cancel here, 5, okay, 5 times. Then the remaining numbers here is what? 39 out of, then what is left in the bracket is 5 times 10. Okay, good. Then 5 times 10 here is also, we have 39 out of 50. Okay, good. Because when you multiply the 5 by a 10, you get 50. Okay, good. Let me add one more to this one, the E. Okay. So let's assume that they asked you to find 8%, change 8%. There wasn't any single percentage. That is why I'm bringing in the 8%. The 8% means what? 8, and like what I said earlier on here, this bar here represents the division bar. This 20 is a symbolic for what? 100. So here it means the 8 out of 100. So you write the 8 out of 100. Okay, so here is 8 out of 100 here. Okay, good. With the 8 out of 100, there's no 0 here to cancel the last 0 here. Okay, so but the 8 and 100, they are all even numbers. Okay, any number that end with 0 or 2, 4, 6, and 8 are all even numbers. So 2 can cancel the even numbers at this. So you have to simplify the 100 first. It's very important to simplify the 100 to get 10 times 10 so that the cancellation will be easier and simple for you. Now you have the 8 out of the 100 that you are going to simplify. You put them in a bracket, which will be 10 times 10. Okay, 10 times 10 is the same as 100 here. Good. Now with this, I think we can choose a common number to cancel sorry, the 8 and 1 of the 10s here. So 2 goes 8 here 4 times, or 2 cancel the 8 4 times, 2 cancel one of the 10 5 times here. Okay, now the remaining numbers here is 4 over the one in the bracket. We have the 5 times 10. okay? And you put them in a bracket, okay? Good. I think we can still reduce the 4 in another 10 here. So the 2 goes here, 2, and 2 cancel this 10. 2 cannot cancel the 5, so you move on to this 10. 2 goes here to 5, okay? Therefore, what is left here is 2 over, then the one in the bracket, we have the 5 times 5, okay? What is left behind is what you are going to multiply them. So now, since the 2 cannot cancel any of the 5 here, then you proceed to write your final answer. Therefore, here will be 2 out of 5 times 5 is 25, okay? Good. Therefore, 8% is the same as 2 out of 25, okay? Good. 2 out of 25. And then the therefore for this side too is 78% here. Is also the same as 39 out of 50. Okay, good. So always divide percentage by 100 and then you start reducing the numbers or the fractions into its simplest form. And that is how we change or convert percentage to common fraction. Thank you. Let's solve one more examples under how to change common fraction into percentage. Okay, good. Now we have done with changing percentages to common fractions, and we said we just matter of dividing the entire percentage number by 100 and break the fractions to its simplest form if possible. So any possible and for some okay, good. Then you are going to change what you did to common or to percentage to convert or change common fractions to percentage. To change something to percentage is a matter of multiplying the entire number by 100% and then multiply the numerators first and again multiply the denominators. Break them or reduce both numerators and denominators to get a whole number or decimals fractions in percentage. So in a percentage, you must break them to get one number or a whole number. If you cannot cancel, then final sort is to change the final answer to decimal, okay? And then you attach the percentage to that. Always break it to get a common or a whole number. After then, if you think you cannot cancel anymore, they use the long division to solve and get a simple answer in the percentage wise. Okay, good. So to convert or change common fraction to percentage, just multiply again by 100 and then multiply the numerators and denominators by 100. So let's quickly solve one more examples under changing common fractions to percentage. Now, example, change or convert the following fractions below to percentage. The first one is 1 out of 5, 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 20. We are going to change all these fractions to percentage. Okay, good. So we said to change a fraction to percentage, you multiply the entire number by 100%, and then you start to cancel, or you multiply the numerators and you start reducing the fractions to get a whole number, or if possible, and then you can also reduce them to 8 word decimal stage. So you attach the fraction to that, because you can't leave your answer in the fraction form. That is why we are changing the entire fractions here to percentage. It's either your answer be in the whole number or decimal fractions, okay? And then you attach the percentage to that. So let's solve this one, and let me write the solutions here. Good. So let me take the first one. The first one here is 1 out of 5. Good. So the 1 out of 5, if you want to change 1 out of 5 to percentage, that is 1 over 5 to percentage, then you multiply the whole fraction by 100, because percentage is up to 100. So the 1 out of 5 here times 100, okay? It's either 100% or 100, okay? You attach the percentage to that. That one is accepted. Then you find a denominator for this whole number. Every whole number is over 1. So this entire number here is over 1. Now, multiplication means what? First, multiply the numerators. And now we have the numerators to be 1 times 100 here. Okay. All over. And then you multiply the denominators, which is 5 times 1. I think the last digit of 100 here end with 0, and this number is 5. So you can use the 5 to cancel. So therefore, you quickly what? Simplify the 100 so that the cancellation will not be tough for you. Now we have 1 times the 100 will be, you put them in a bracket, which is the same as 10 times 10. Okay, good. Then you close the bracket, all over 5 times 1. Okay, then you start cancel this one here. Now we have this one here. 5 goes here, 1. 5 cancel any one of the 10 in the bracket, which is 2. Okay, now we have 2 here. There might be 2 or now this is 2. Okay, good. Then remaining numbers at the top is 1 times, then here is 2 times 10. Okay, all over 1. Here was 1. Okay, because let me bring this one. The remaining numbers here is 1 times 1, and then you multiply them, which is 1 times, then you multiply the one in the bracket first, which is 2 times 10 is 20 over 1, and that is 20 over 1. 20 over 1 is the same as 20. Any number divided by 1, as I said, it's the same as that number. So here is 20%. Okay, good. that is 20%. So 1/5 is the same as 20%. Okay, good. Now when you take the other one here, we have 3/4. Okay, good. And we said always multiply the entire fraction by 100 when you are changing a fraction to percentage. So we have the 3/4. The whole entire numbers here will be multiplied by 100% or 100. Okay, good. Then every whole number here is over 1. So 100/1 is the same as 100. Because we want to find a denominator for the 100, that is why we stated the 1. And when you put the 1 here, it has nothing to do with increasing the 100 or reducing the 100, because 100/1 is the same as that. So the 1 will be the appropriate number to put here. Okay, good. Now the multiplication sign here means first multiply the numerators, and the numerators are the 3 times 100. Okay, all over the denominator is 4 times 1. This 4 multiplied by this 1. Because we can use the 4, or a number can cancel the 4 and the 100, because the last digit here end with 0 and this one is 4. It means the 4 and 100 are all even numbers. So you can start cancel using the 2. Okay, so to do that, don't cancel the hundreds to the simplify the 100 so that the cancellation will not be tough for you. So now we have the 3 here times the 100. You simplify, you put them in the bracket. 100 can also be written as 10 times 10. Okay, good. Then you close this all over the 4 times 1. Okay, then you now I think it will be easier to think about the number that can cancel the 4 and the 1 of the 10. Then you try cancel them. The 4 here, 2 goes here, 2, and then you choose any of the 10 to cancel. Then 10 here, 2 goes here, 5. Okay, good. Now the numbers left here is 3 times, in the brackets when we have the 5. This side is not 10 because it has reduced to 5, times this 10 here, all over 2 times 1, because we cancel the 4 to get the 2. Now with the 2 here, I think the 2 can also cancel the 10. We always use the numerator and the denominator to do the cancellation. You can never cancel the numerator against the numerator or the denominator against the denominator. But the only thing that you can do is to cancel or reduce the numerator against the denominator. That's all. So the remaining 2 here, you can also cancel with the 10. So 2 goes here, 1, 2 cancel 10, 5. Okay, now we have gotten 3 times into bracket 5 times 5 all over 1 times 1. Okay, good. Now 5 times 5, you multiply and then use it to multiply the 3. Okay, now 5 times 5. So we have the 3 times 5 times 5 is what? 25. Okay, good. All over 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Therefore, here is 3 times 25 will be 75. Okay, 75. You can also work it here. Let me work it here. 25 times 3. Okay, now 3, 5 will be 15. You write it here. Remainder 1. 3, 2, 6 plus the remainder, which is 7. Okay, that is why you got a 75. So when you multiply the 3 by 25, you get 75. 75 over 1. And therefore, 75 over 1 is the same as 75%. Okay, good. 75%. Therefore, 3 over 4, when you change to percentage, is what? 75%. Okay, good. Now, the third one too is what? Is 2 out of 3 here. Then 2 out of 3. He said, if you want to change common fraction to percentage, always multiply by 100 here. So 2 out of 3 times 100 here. Okay, good. Then after then, every whole number is over 1. So 100 here is over 1. Okay. The multiplication means what? First multiply the numerator, the top numbers first. Now we have the 2 times 100 here. Okay. All over 3 times 1. Okay. Now looking at this one, there's no way you can use the 3 to cancel any of the numerators here. Okay. So you multiply them straight up and then you leave your answer in decimal. Okay. Even when you simplify the 100, you get 10 times 10. There's no number that can cancel one of the 10 to cancel the 3 here. So just multiply them straight up. So 2 times 100 will give you 200 here. Okay. All over the 3 times 1 will also give you 3. We don't have percentage of 200 over 3%, but make sure you leave your answer in decimal. Okay. So this time you are going to divide the 200 by 3. So 200 will be in the box. Okay, good. And the 3 will be outside here. Remember I said when you are sharing the numbers, you take them one after the other. Okay, good. Now, 3 sharing 2. You are taking the numbers one after the other. 3 sharing 2, it can be possible. 3 people cannot share the 2, so they receive 0 that day. First day, they can't share the 2, so each will receive 0. There's no way 3 times beyond whoever being 2, so you write the 0. To confirm whether there will still be a number, use the 0 to multiply the 3. 0 times 3 is what? 0, and then you subtract it, you get 2 as a remainder. So that is the remaining number that they couldn't share. Okay, good. The next day they will share this 0. So you drop this 0 down here. Okay, good. When you drop it, it becomes what? 20. When you drop it, it becomes 20 here. Now, 3 sharing 20, 3 times 10 equals or equal to 20, and 3 times 6. Okay, good. So 3 times 6 will give you what? That will be much closer to 20, because 3 times 6 will give you 18. 18 is closer to 20 than any other multiples of 3. So to confirm whether there will be a remainder after sharing this 20, use the 6 here to multiply the 3 and you subtract it from the 20. So 6 times 3 will give you 18. Okay. Then you subtract here from here, take 1. So here becomes 10. So here is 2 and here is 0. Now the remainder after sharing the 20 here, the remainder is 2. Then is there any number to share again for the next day? They will share this one. The 0 here, so have to drop the 0. Have to drop the 0, the last 0 to the remainder number here, so that you can also share this 0 equally. Now, when you drop the 0 to the remainder 2, you get what? Another 20. 0, 20 is the same as 20. Then 3 sharing 20 here, 2 is 6. Okay. Therefore, confirm whether after sharing this 20, there will still be a remainder. Use the 6 to multiply the 3 and subtract it from the 20. 6 times 3 is what? 18. Good. And then when you subtract, you take 1 to this side, making 10. You subtract, you get 2. Okay. And here is 0. Okay, good. Now with this, the remainder after sharing the last 20, the remainder is 2. Is there any number to drop down? No. If there is no number to drop down, like what we have read here, there's nothing here to drop or attach to this remainder. Therefore, you call for a point, okay? The functions of the point here is to add 0 to the number that is insufficient here. So now this point will add 0 to this 20, okay? Or add the 0 to this 2 to make it 20. Now 3 sharing 6, 20 here is what? Is 6, okay? To confirm whether there will be a remainder, 3 times 6 will give you 18. And then you subtract, you still get a 2, okay? And here is 0. The point will still add, because remainder here is 2, there's no number. Don't go and put another point. Where there's no number and you have already a point, the point will still add 0 to this number, making it sufficient. Now 3 sharing this is 6. Okay, 6 times 3 is what? 18. And when you subtract is 2. Okay, good. So when you continue, you get 6s. And when you are dealing with a percentage, at least when you get 1 or 2 decimal numbers, you stop. Now 066 is the same as 66. Any number that begins with 0 is the same as that. Now here, our percentage here is 66.66 of so our percentage here is 66.66%. Okay, and that is the final answer here. Okay, good. Now let's solve the other one. The last one here is 3 out of 20. Okay, in order to solve 3 out of 20, I say you multiply the entire fraction by 100, so 3/20 times 100 here. Okay. And every whole number is over 1. Multiplication means what? Multiply the numerators. The numerators are 3 times 100 here. Okay. And then the denominators are 20 times 1. So once you have spot that the last digit of the 20 and the 100 end with 0, don't waste time. Okay. So reduce it fast. So this 0 here will take care of this 0 here, because the last 0 of the 100 here will cancel the last 0 of the 20. Okay, good. Now the remaining numbers here is 3 times 10 all over. Here it has left with 2 times 1. Okay. With this, you can also cancel. Okay. 2 and 10. So 2 goes here, 1. 2 cancel this one. 5. Okay, good. Therefore, the remaining numbers here is 3 times 5. Okay, this time not 10, it has reduced to 5. And here is 1 times 1. Okay, now 3 times 5, you multiply, you get 15 over 1. And every number divided by 1 is the same as that number. So here is 15%. Okay, 15%. And 15% here is the same as 3 out of 20. Okay, therefore, when you change 3 out of 20, you get what? 15%. Okay, 15%. Good. Now, this is when if you want to change the common fraction to percentage, you have to multiply the entire fraction by 100, and then you leave your answer in the whole number or in a fraction form. Okay, do not leave your answer in a fraction, but you can also leave it in a decimal fraction form. Okay, or the whole number. So that's the end. I think it's time to draw the curtains for today's lesson. Always multiply the given fraction by 100 if you want to change it, and then you reduce, try and reduce. You simplify the 100 to get 10 times 10 so that the cancellation will be easier for you. After then, you multiply the remaining numbers after cancellation, and then you write your answers in percentage form. And if you could not cancel like the third question that we solved, the 3/2, you could see clearly that here there's no way we can use the 3 to cancel the 200, or the 3 to cancel, even when you simplify the 100 here, there's no way we can use the 3 to cancel any of the numbers, or 3 to cancel the 2. No. Therefore, you multiply the numerators and then you go to 200. The denominator is 3. Don't leave your answers here. Use long division to write your final answer like what we did here. Okay, so the answer can be in the decimal form. That one is accepted. Do not go and write 200 over 3%. Okay, good. So when you solve and you get a whole number, simple. When you solve, you get a decimal. Good. So try and use the long division all the time. If you think the numbers that you can't cancel, use long division to break it down, okay? Or if you got the last sort that you cannot cancel the numerator and the denominator, use long division to do the cancellation or to write your final answer in decimal fraction, okay? Good. I think we'll meet again. See you. Goodbye.